Greetings everyone, here's Lodric again, and this is a game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play-by-ear match against KilRoy. This is a rematch, so we have the new map, the new version of the game, 27, and so if you play the game you know there are additional bases in Alexandria, Suez, more or less Egypt, and some changes to the locations and where's industry and where's resources, and also some terrain changes, and big change in China with the rail and street system. Here's a British sub. I detect the sub, but I cannot really hurt it, even in shallow water. My minesweepers trying to clean the port so they can unload additional forces. So this is also important if you have make a Fabish assault, you have better some minesweepers with you or nearby. Because the allies have so many mines, they like to do this. So some attack on submarine, but nothing happens. War. This is cruiser mine layer, so these are the evil ships. KilRoy use them always to mine everywhere, but now one hit. It's maybe enough to sink it. Next attack on the destroyer, failed. So now task force is going for Tarakan after Balikpapan is secured. It's time for Tarakan. Tarakan itself is the lowest priority for me from all of the other bases. It's too far away from to you really use it for an airbase. Balikpapan is more important. And I use here also battle cruisers to suppress the enemy batteries. And you can see that it's not always working. You cannot all tank. I mean, you can try to lure the enemy fire on your heavy units. Sometimes it's working, sometimes not. So unloading here my troops. No real high casualties. It's okay. So, more unloading, more hits on my cargo ships, but it's okay. I think I use here also only the cheaper editions like 4 or 5 or 6 victory points. There's the next cruiser mine layer, also getting a torpedo hit. And here is now something sinking. And the cargo ship at Ceylon, maybe with supplies for Rangoon. No troops, but more sinking. Still enemy ships in range of my torpedo bombers, getting always detected, but so far not really aggressive attack from my torpedo bombers. Most of the time I get only notice, yeah, they're enemy ships, but we don't want to attack. So this time, out of Singapore, my torpedo mono was going for this AP. Why they waited? I mean, I think I had already 2 or 3 days detection, and now I have torpedo hits. So clear kill, 2 hits, 1 sunk ship, and KilRoy was able or was on the way to, I think, getting some units out. Maybe there was this British AIHQ he tried to save. I think it was maybe here on Sumatra. Not sure. Whatever it was, the ship is done. The units are dead or disabled. Sweeps over Rangoon because simply there's airstrikes incoming. So it makes sense to have always at least some sweeps running first if you have the numbers. For the Japanese in scenario 1, of course, it's always a question. There's never enough equipment normally. So you cannot do everything perfect. It's the same like for the Allies in 41 and maybe 42. First in 43, they have maybe so much equipment that they can always sweep 5 times and bomb 10 times. And still losing 100 airplanes and asking if there was any question or every problem. Good, more airstrikes on Rangoon. Yeah, trying to destroy here the infrastructure. Make it more complicated and hard for KilRoy to build up more fort levels. On airstrikes on Hainan and Himalaya. Good, and here now some, I don't know if they really where they come from, but some British Blenheims trying to attack here my tanks because the KilRoy did this already last turn with some success. Today I have Oscars over the Hex and I can intercept them and maybe kill them all. Fine. This is Oscars 1B. We can use them. I think 1B, 1C, not a big difference. 1B is faster but less firepower. And of course they are all not really powerful. For Buffalo it is enough. But latest, if there's a Hurricane 2B traps coming, I think it's getting complicated. Bombardment in China. And here wildebeest, also attacking here my ships in Oosthaven, but I prepared some zero cap fighters. So if over your ships long range cap or local cap is of course much more powerful. And if the enemy is coming in any torpedo bomber, doesn't matter which, if there's no escort, easy kills. So all this wildebeest running attack, no chance, the zeros kill them one by one. And now, in the final last moment, one of my subs are successful against the destroyer. Torpedo hit. Very likely this destroyer go down. It's a little far away from Hawaii. Could limp back, I don't know. But one hit also on my submarine, and these hits are much stronger, so I would say 3 or 4 hits is maybe enough to sink a Japanese submarine or cripple it. Compared to, I think, at least 12 hits from the Japanese side before an Allied sub go down. So there's a sinking sound. Maybe this destroyer is not more. The other attack on the submarine failed. And again, one hit on my submarine. And more unloading. North of Cebu. And in Tarakan. So this was the rest of this Chinese army from last turn. Only 3 HQs. It's always good if they don't jump back together, because normally they have no way to fight on their own. So I can kill these HQs independently. So now no HQ bonus for the Chinese units. Not that it's really changed much after they are already defeated, but I'm not sure if they will spawn or only Chinese corps. Not sure. And this is only empty base pick. And this is my forces, so A and C company of the 48th division is here. Enough. Also clear enough firepower to simply overrun the Dutch forces. And this is Nanyang. I have here only block forces. It's really only to block and let no Chinese unit pass here the road and try to trap some more. There's a lot of attack power for the this is the 2000 is from the Chinese, so I have only 300. But I have here armor. I'm not enough. I'm not sure if it's enough to really block the Chinese, but it will slow them down. And this is a Chinese corps crossing some river and attacking here my base forces. But I have enough firepower in some fort level to hold out here a little longer. But only sideshow. And I think this is some units, they was trapped and they have no way. They cross the river and make a shock attack on Xi'an. And not sure where they are now. Maybe they're in the Hex. And here next shock attack on Hanoi. I think this is also a river crossing. So a forced attack. And you can see the casualties are only light. My Vietnamese base force or local police force is not really up to the task to defend here. And the base forces are forced back out of the Hex because they lost the battle. Good. So again, some successes. My submarine sunk a destroyer, nice, and some cruiser mine layer. Some successful cap fighter operations. KilRoy lost some torpedo bombers and level bombers. And more or less successful landing in Tarakan. So everything follow my strategic operational plan. So air losses, 5 wildebeests. I don't know if it's really 5. And for me it was only 1 pilot lost with 1. So, ship sunk. Today this cruiser mine layer was US Navy, okay. And the AK and the AP and plus 1 destroyer more. So this was a good, I mean not a very good, but it was a good AP, I would say, at least for the Japanese I would say it's a good AP. With the Allies is maybe so. Yeah. So this Chinese, here's a Chinese pocket, here's a Chinese pocket. This Chinese falling back Here's a huge Chinese army, and I have not really forces to encircle them, so I must only try to block here the way to Shanghai. This is priority number one. Xi'an is under control, so here are also many forces already trapped. And KilRoy is maybe trying to, I don't know, he was maybe trying to make a counter attack on Xi'an because he was maybe thinking that my army will go south to help. He was maybe gambling for this, that I leave Xi'an and help in the south. I don't know. Again, the Chinese, they don't have recon, so they don't know where's the Japanese armies. I can always scout and make recon in pictures, and then I know where's the enemy, where is he moving, how strong he is. Nothing else here to see. Nothing. Yeah. So I had here, I think, my out of palm bank some zeros and long range cap. Yeah, you can see here. Long range cap over my task force. They intercepted some enemies. So I have here 1, 2, 3 pilots, and I think with 3 more kills. At least 3 more kills. I think they kill even more. Good. So I have now here also my base force. So I have now Navy support for unloading, loading, and I have here also some now aviation support. Because you can run your airplanes without aviation support for 1 or 2 turns. If you make only cap or something like this, then they can survive this. But in the long run, they will simply break down. But now I have aviation support, so I have now my port is secured against enemy airstrikes, at least at daytime. Good. And Tarakan, my invasion fleet is, you can see here 1-6 point. This is nothing. This will maybe burn down, and the rest is okay. All troops are unloaded, supplies are unloaded. Enough to take this base and finish the operation. And then I think more or less the most important of Borneo is done. Only this. Here's maybe one task base force left, but the rest is only small stuff. Yeah. Nothing else I can say here. I push not too much for Nomaya or Luganville. I make it really a little more safe. I play it more safe and slow and not over aggressive. You can here push much faster if you want, but I play for the long time game with KilRoy, so nothing for auto victory also. Good, I think it's enough for today. See you next time, take care, bye bye.